I struggled my entire life with my weight, from a young child wearing husky pants all the way up to adulthood. I just struggled with weight. I tried diet after diet, starvation, tried eating all protein, meat. Didn't work out. And it was embarrassing to go in and try to buy clothes on the rack. You just, you would be relegated to the big man sizes. And I never felt like a big man. I felt I was who I am, trapped inside of all of this largeness. Traveling at 300 plus pounds, it was difficult to fly. You felt wedged in there, you felt uncomfortable, and you felt the eyes upon you. I came from, my father was morbidly obese. I was morbidly obese. My father died. He was on diabetic drugs, taking insulin, and I looked at that and I never wanted to be that. Loved my father, respected him, but for being that size, I would say that you have to come to a place where you realize that you don't want to starve yourself, you don't want to deprive yourself, but you don't want a death sentence. And for me, where it was going at the age of 40, I would have been dead by 60, 65 if I'm lucky, with lots of medication. Luckily, I work for a company that really is invested in the health of its team members, and it became an option to go and immerse myself in a healthful situation. So I came to the McDougall program a year ago, 310 pounds, feeling awful, unable to chase after my son. He always thought that dads didn't run, that was not something in their makeup. So came here, initially struggled with it. I was like, how am I going to make this work? I want it to work. And what happened by the end of the program is that I left here saying it's going to work. There's no other way. It's all about the food. So I went home and earnestly started cooking all the recipes and finding my set point. And slowly I was able to make it part of my life. It was no longer an outside part of my life, but the McDougall program was my life. And today I can run after my son, we can hike, we can jump, and I feel like a new person. I feel like I should have felt when I was 18. The way I saw it is I didn't have to give up foods. I mean, for me, the best part about Thanksgiving is the starches. It's that I can do the stuffing, I can do the mashed potatoes, I can do everything, and enjoy it. And that's the thing, is that I am a foodie at heart, and I've shifted my food focus from meats and dairy to plants and starch. So, you fall in love with what you fall in love with, and so I would say that the biggest change is you still can eat, you can still have a great life, but you'll have more of it. My cholesterol levels, down, that of a young, healthy person. On no medications at this point, and don't plan on taking any. I'm just planning on allowing the food to dictate my well-being. So my experience with physicians has been negligible. I don't go to the doctor anymore. I don't have a need for medicine. I feel healthy. I don't feel like I need to go in and get prodded and told I need to be put on this, or maybe check this balance, and there's nothing wrong with me. I'm healthy, I am active, and so my physician is there in the case of a medical emergency, but other than that, I rely on the food and on myself telling me how I should feel. Mm-hmm. Now I just feel that I can get up, I can go, I'm more mobile, and that's a world of difference. I am able to go places and do things I couldn't do before. And my wife, it's kind of, she's coming to terms. There's been a lot of changes, so I've lost half my body weight in the span of a year. So for her to look at me and she's like, she's still wrapping her head around it. This is she feels like she's cheating on her husband with me, which I'm okay, it's me. I am the person responsible for specialty foods within the Pacific Northwest Whole Foods. So I am surrounded by cheese and chocolate and beer and charcuterie and all this stuff. And what keeps it simple is the knowledge, what is behind all of these foods, what processes go into making them, and what it does to our body. I finally felt like that light bulb went off, and I understood what it was about food that made me unhealthy. So I cook all weekend, I batch cook, I never go anywhere without my own food. So the secret is I'm never hungry, because if I were hungry and around stuff, I might make bad choices, but I'm never hungry. So for once in my life, even when I was eating fattening, high, rich butterfat foods, I never felt satiated, and I do now. So it makes it real easy for me to talk about the authenticity and the aspects of agriculture and farming that are honorable. I lost to date 158 pounds. It came off relatively steadily. There were no big peaks and valleys. It just kept coming. An old friend of mine, he's a bartender. I don't see him anymore, but he would say to me, he'd say, when you've lost so much weight, what about all the skin? Where does it all go? Do you have to get it tucked, and do you have to have this taken care of? I've taken the weight off naturally. It's come off by eating. It's not been it's been a dramatic weight loss, but it hasn't been overnight. It's been 360 plus days of hard work and exercise. So to be honest, there's minimal skin hang. I mean, it's all kind of, my body has taken myself back in, and there's nothing that I'm ashamed of. I'm fortunate enough to work for Whole Foods Market, and they determined that a healthy team base would mean for just a better all-around performance in the company. They actually took my health and well-being to heart and invested in me so that I could come to the McDougall program. They enabled me to take the time and just come and change my life. So I have to say that, for the state of healthcare and the state of insurance and all that stuff, the fact is that I don't go to the doctor anymore. I'm not on medication, so my basic health care needs are nil, and so I have to applaud Whole Foods for really investing in me and investing in the world. I mean, a healthier team base is just better for everyone. I'll be darned if I don't tell people every day how starch has changed my life. And so I think it's the smiles on my children's faces, my wife smiling, just feeling better is the secret, and I feel like life is richer now.